Today, let's see if this love and dedication is necessary. What are your true thoughts on this? Let's pick the most resonating card from the 3 represented by the new polo lock below. Double-click on the card to connect with it. Before opening the card, please remember to type the word you have chosen into the comment area to further enhance the induction with the card. This way, the energy connection will be better and the accuracy on the table will be higher. 3, 2, 1. Have you made your choice? Let's first look at the word north. We have drawn this card. The baby who has drawn this card, there's really no need to persist or uphold this love at the moment. Because to you, it's not really about your wholehearted commitment and contribution. It's possible that he is already in contact or flirting with other people at the moment. He didn't put his whole heart into it. Put it on you. You are not him. The only person deep down in his heart, or he thinks of you, how important it is to see, to want a future with you, means his whole level of focus, or say that kind. The level of global involvement is actually not enough. He might actually have some feelings for you at the moment, or there are some aspects of you that make his heart beat, right? Like maybe you're tolerant of him, your meticulous care for him, your tenderness, and even your absolute loyalty may all be his. There are points he likes or thinks are good, but in reality, in fact, he does not have the same kind of commitment to you as you do to him. Provide services across the strait, but that kind of good feeling is actually a bit untenable or not deep and substantial enough. It's actually a bit of a superficial state. It's their kind of emotion or their kind of affection. In fact, there is no way to give you enough sense of security, stability, not enough responsibility and accountability. So this relationship is not really worth it for you at the moment. You don't necessarily need to go to such lengths for him or maintain this relationship so diligently. It might not be worth it because the other party is not strong enough for your head now. It's not that kind of wholehearted state for you. The relationship between each other is actually unequal. This relationship requires mutual effort, and it's clear that there's no such reciprocation between the two of you. Even if he really has affection, has emotions, so what? Right? I believe what you want is definitely not just this, isn't it? So for the baby who draws this card, I suggest you for this relationship at the moment, re-examine and reconsider it carefully. Do you want to make effort or persist? But if he is the only one you want, I just want to say that I'm not giving up. I won't accept fate. I want to work hard. Then I would advise you to deepen the emotional bond between each other. Give both sides a mutual evaluation. And this rescue might take a bit longer. Don't rush. The emotional foundation between the two of you is not as deep as you think. The kind of energy group, energy maintenance between the two of you is really not that strong. So you need to be mentally prepared. For specifics on how to do these, come find me. Next, let's look at the character selection set that we've drawn on this card. To get this card for the baby is actually, this relationship might be worth another try, another observation, because there have been some beautiful past moments between you two, but some happy memories. There are also happy, relaxed atmospheres, including the kind of heartbeats between each other that you can't fake. These are all things you have had. Have you experienced that joyful atmosphere? Have you experienced the genuine feeling between each other that makes both sides feel the throb of their heart? But you also need to look at the problems that exist between each other. In fact, we need to start from a very practical and realistic perspective. Actually, you may also know what problems exist between each other, or some conflicts, or some shares and so on in the process of getting along. You may be aware of these potential problems, but it seems like you're struggling to solve them, or the communication is not very good. His ability in this aspect will be relatively poor. At the moment, from your point of view, he is actually physiologically. I have thought about it, I have nostalgia, and I thought about the happy memories between each other, right? Just like between two people. But he just starts from a very realistic perspective. Whether the future relationship between the two of us is smooth or not, when you can't keep track, Such worries will actually affect some of his initiative, and proactivity will affect his attitude towards you. Sometimes you may think he eats cloud money. Feel he's passive, feel he is negative, feel he is indifferent, feel he has a sense of distance. It seems he doesn't care, but actually because he has concerns, he didn't forget the happy or beautiful times between each other. You should ignore the kind of heartbeat he actually didn't forget. There are many uncertainties, or it's not that sure, between two people in the future. So it also causes a state between each other that may not be very satisfying. See you. For the baby who got this card, I suggest you find me for a separate appointment for the name of the disc. And we look at it in detail and look at it in a targeted way for the other party's current relationship between the two of you. What's his mindset, attitude, and the trend of your subsequent development? What issues exist? Let's see if we can avoid or improve them. Make the trend between each other move in a better direction so that both sides can truly getting more and more into it. Or, in other words, moving towards this long-term and stable direction. But the prerequisite is that you really want to do something, strive to do something. If you just want to muddle through, you might as well watch and wait.
But looking at the game
if you
board,
see it, I actually don't recommend you give up so easily. It's a pity to give up lightly. Finally, let's look at the word heart in choices. The baby who draws this card. Actually, this love. How to say it? It depends on what your definition of building a tree is. Because looking at the panel, he is avoiding you for now. It's just that he doesn't really want to face you. He doesn't want to face the relationship between the two people. He is a little bit evasive. I don't really want to be with you, to be honest, or to truly work with you to solve problems. For instance, a veteran might feel helpless and powerless to solve these issues. So he might evade or hide, or overall, his emotional state is rather negative, more pessimistic. So he doesn't want to care, doesn't want to manage. But no matter what state he is in, of course, he may not want to communicate too much with you, or obviously is avoiding you. So in this case, you can see that he hasn't completely let go of you. Or not that he doesn't have you in his heart. He might have you, but maybe don't hold hope that he... What can be done proactively? Don't have too high expectations. So under this circumstance, we need to return to that topic. Do you still need to have metal? This necessity depends on what do you think? Some people might think that since he still has me in his heart, I am willing to continue to hold on. Some people might think he has been avoiding me like this. I can't accept it. He's always been avoiding facing my basic troubles, so I have to give up. So everyone's definition is different. You need to measure based on your actual situation. Of course, if you still want to see what the subsequent development of the two people is, right? What is the subsequent development ultimately like? Then we can analyze separately in detail, and you can decide whether to persist in a relationship based on the trend. That's the overall situation of today's market. If you want to further understand the direction of the emotional relationship between the two of you and the other person's current thoughts and attitudes towards feelings, and if you want to try to make some changes, make some adjustments, where is this direction, etc., you can all come to me alone. Analyze specific problems specifically, go and see what instructions the tarot gives us, and then see how to do what is most suitable for you.